When we think about the greatest and most mysterious structures ever built, it's hard to look past the Giza Pyramids. Along with mummies and the Sphinx, these colossal pyramids have been an endless source of inspiration for movies, adventure stories, and horror tales. Believed to be at least 12,000 years old, long before the rise of ancient Egypt, they could be the legacy of a long-vanished prehistoric civilization. Even today, we still don't have all the answers to their many mysteries. It's no accident that the Great Pyramid of Giza holds the top spot among the 7 wonders of the ancient world and is the only one to survive to this day. Textbooks tell us the ancient Egyptians built the pyramids around 2500 BC. However, this theory has some serious gaps. First, scientists estimate they would have needed about 2.4 million stone blocks, each weighing an average of 2 to 4 tons, with some blocks up to 15 tons. How did the ancient Egyptians manage to move such gigantic stones across a vast sandy desert? Many theories have been proposed, but none seem truly convincing from an engineering and construction standpoint. Second, the design of the Giza pyramids is unique. There's no internal framework. Their stability comes from the precisely cut and stacked stone blocks themselves. They also lack any religious symbols or hieroglyphs inside, which is suspicious, as ancient Egyptians typically decorated their tombs with such writings. Furthermore, while they appear to have 4 sides, they actually have 8. From top to bottom, each face has a slight indentation of about 0.5 to 1 degree, creating 8 distinct surfaces. This is an incredibly sophisticated technique that would be difficult to replicate even with modern technology. Third, their location is highly unusual. The Giza pyramids sit at the exact center of the Earth's landmass, at the intersection of the longest meridian and parallel. On top of that, the 3 main pyramids, Khufu, Khafra, and Menkaure, are not only perfectly aligned with each other, but also with the 3 stars of Orion's belt. Astronomers have also confirmed that the complex points precisely toward the Earth's true north. Despite being built thousands of years ago, it remains the most accurately north-aligned structure on the planet. So, how could people from over 2,000 years ago have possessed such a high level of precise navigation and surveying skills? To explain these strange features, historians Jerry Cannon and Malcolm Hutton have put forward a bold new theory about the pyramid's age, backed by compelling evidence. They suggest the Great Sphinx was carved from a natural rock formation long before the pyramids were built, when the area wasn't covered in sand. "You can't carve a rock when it's under the sand," Cannon explained in an interview with Express UK. "The Sphinx must have been created when there was no sand." This would have been about 12,000 years ago, a time when ancient Egyptians were not yet present. Furthermore, archaeologists have also discovered that a thick layer of sediment, up to 4.3 meters deep, around the pyramid's base, which contains fossilized seashells dating back nearly 11,600 years. These findings suggest that the pyramids and the Sphinx may have been built at least 12,000 years ago, and may have been there before the last ice age began. According to Professor Cannon, this huge time gap means these colossal structures were not built by the ancient Egyptians. But that's not all. Some historical accounts mention something even more bizarre. Rusted coins placed inside the pyramids reportedly became shiny again after just a month. A glass of fresh milk left inside did not change color or taste for a month. Fresh fruit stayed fresh and didn't dry out for a half month. Therefore, it's highly probable that the ancient Egyptians simply discovered the incredible preservation capabilities of the structure and moved their mummies inside. They then studied and researched it, building smaller versions of their own. Another fascinating discovery is that archaeologists have found many skeletons of giant humans dating back 12,500 years, the same period as the pyramids, all over the world. Their height was estimated to be between 4 and 12 meters. With that kind of height, building the colossal pyramids would have been as simple as we build skyscrapers today. So, who built these structures? On this matter, the two historians believe the structures may have been built long ago by an advanced ancient civilization that existed in the region, perhaps Atlantis, before it was destroyed by a great flood. Cannon said, "I've done some research and found a connection between the pyramids and a sunken continent. It could be Atlantis. When Atlantis sank, they migrated everywhere, perhaps one group to Egypt. They would have had the necessary technology and skills to build the pyramids we see. No one else could have done this. It requires very high technology. The three smaller pyramids at Giza could have been built by the Egyptians because they are humanly buildable. However, to say that the largest pyramid, with 2.25 million stones, some of which weigh up to 250 tons, was built by the Egyptians is completely illogical. We can't even move them with all the equipment we have today. So this civilization was far more advanced than our current one. The idea of other advanced civilizations existing before our own is not just a theory. Archaeologists have uncovered many strange artifacts and sites that support this argument. For instance, in June 1968, William J. Meister in the US found a stone with a fossilized human shoe print, along with the distinct mark of a trilobite. This baffled scientists because trilobites died out around 250 million years ago. How could a human, especially one wearing a shoe, a clear sign of civilization, have stepped on a creature that disappeared hundreds of millions of years ago? A fossilized shoe print that is hundreds of millions of years old. How can this be true? History tells us Galileo Galilei invented the telescope in 1609, but a 30,500-year-old stone found in Peru shows a figure in modern clothing holding a telescope and observing the stars, planets, and comets. Other stones even depict scenes like modern blood transfusions and C-sections, which are impossible to explain through evolutionary theory. In another striking example, a French factory imported uranium ore from Oklo, Gabon, in 1972. Engineers were surprised to find the ore had already been used and went to investigate the site. The result was the discovery of a large nuclear reactor that had operated for nearly 500,000 years, starting 1.8 billion years ago. The reactor's structure was so advanced and well designed that modern humans couldn't even build it today. Countless other unexplained ancient ruins are scattered across the world. Many brave scientists have acknowledged that different prehistoric civilizations have existed and disappeared multiple times throughout history. Ultimately, the truth about our origins seems to be very different from what textbooks explain, which insists we are the only modern human civilization and that we evolved from apes. Only those who dare to challenge their biases and rationally consider new archaeological discoveries can truly understand the facts.